Gambler's got you covered on plastics, and they've got some cool baits right here. Let's go through some of these. We've got the TZ, we've got the Swebo, and we've got the Little Otter right here. So let's start with the TZ. The TZ is designed for basically swimming in the water. But if I was gonna go out and fish this bait, I would put this on either a drop shot rig or a jig head. And you could swim this, or you could put it on the drop shot and shake it down below, almost like a micro type swim bait. So it's just basically a small little boot tail shad imitating lure. Then we've got the Little Otter. This is kind of like a micro beaver style bait, a finesse beaver style bait. You could put this on a small jig head. Smallmouth would probably go crazy over this thing. Put it on like a 1/4 ounce small compact jig head, it'd be perfect. You could even put this on a finesse jig. It'd be a great finesse jig trailer. There's all sorts of things you could do with this compact little otter. And then we got the Swebo, which is your traditional trickworm looking bait, and you can catch fish all day on a green pumpkin finesse style worm. But this one's got a fat middle section, so if you wanted to, you could rig this on a wacky rig. It'd be an excellent springtime tactic, or you could put it on a shaky head. There's a lot of ways you can rig this bait, but the drop shot, the wacky rig, and then a shaky head style would be perfect for this one right here. All great bass catching lures. So to go through some of the rigging for all three of these baits, you know, the Swebo, it's going to be a great bait for shaky head, but you could also throw this on a wacky rig setup and it'd be fantastic. Just a real slow sink, very finesse approach for suspended bass. You just want to take the hook, and I like to use a 1/0 finesse hook, and they have a fattened section in the middle of that worm. You just rig it right through the middle, and then that's wacky rigged. And you can do the same thing on a nose hook with the TZ. Just rig it right through the nose with that same size hook, and you can swim that on a drop shot or just shake it in place for suspended bass or bass that are on the bottom. And that's a great little compact shad lure to drop shot. And then if you want to go with the Little Otter, this is going to be a great bait to throw on say a jig head or the back of an actual jig itself. So you could take a finesse jig and just thread that on there, and you've got a nice little trailer. Or if you're throwing that just on a jig head itself, it's going to be a nice compact little creature bait that's going to be a nice little compact meal for any bass. Even smallmouth would absolutely love it. The conditions you want to look for are just shallow type areas, you know, less than 10 feet that you can just pitch these objects. So docks, grass lines, trees, anywhere where you can pitch that plastic, let it sink down and let it do its thing. Those are great areas. If you're fishing a lot of open water, it's probably better to go with more of a moving type bait. But these Gambler plastics are great for pitching at targets. I like to call it target fishing, where I can really pick out something and throw to it. These Gambler baits have a lot of scent in them, and they're great to fish around stumps and weed lines and any kind of shallow cover pretty slowly. You just let that scent kind of soak out. And I've got this otter rigged up right now on the back of a jig. Makes a great little compact jig trailer. And I'm just looking for stumps around this little flat right here. And all I'm trying to do is just pitch that little bait by these stumps, and I'll just let it sink down, bounce around on the roots, Work it a little bit slower in the wintertime. And I'll just go to the next one. It's just a lot of target casting. You can do the same thing with the Sweebo, and the same thing with the small easy, the TZ. On a drop shot, just pitch at these shallow stumps. Just find one target, cast it out, and then move on to the next one.